Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back with a video about powdery perfumes. So I went through my collection and I pulled out all of the powdery perfumes that I own, and I am going to do a video on each one of them. So let's just go ahead and get started. I've got quite a few here to talk about. I'm going to go from kind of the ones that are least powdery to me to like powder bombs, ones that go very, very powdery on my skin. So yeah, the first ones that I'll be starting out with are kind of like a makeup-y powdery or like a sweet powdery, and then I will move into like real powder bombs. So let's go ahead and jump right in. The first one that I have to talk about is one that I have been talking about quite a bit on my channel recently, and that is Jasmine Marzipan by Lancome, or Maison Lancome, I should say, their higher end line. I love this fragrance. This is beautiful. This is jasmine and almond and vanilla. It's sweet, it's beautiful, it's a little bit powdery, but not like overly powdery. This is more like a cosmetic type powder, and it's really nice. I just noticed I didn't put any lipstick on, so I apologize for that. I probably have dry, crusty lips, but we're gonna keep rolling with it. So anyway, sorry. This is just really, really beautiful. I love this. Again, more of like a cosmetic type powdery vibe than like a real powder bomb. Really beautiful. So this is jasmine sambac, almond, wood, vanilla, sandalwood, musk, and cashmere wood. And I love it. Really, really beautiful. If you don't like powdery perfumes, you will not like this one. Okay, the next one that I have to talk about is an older perfume. This one I bought because of Amy Loves Perfume. This is one of her favorite perfumes, and anytime she says something is her favorite, I have to get it. So I tracked down a partial bottle. This is an old bottle, I'm sure. Yeah, I have dated this. I just can't remember what the date on mine is, but this is quite old. This is Sensi by Giorgio Armani. This is like lime and powder. It's really weird. This is an almondy powder. This isn't overly powdery. This is like, it's not like a cosmetic powder either. It's somewhere in between. It's not super powdery though. So this is kaffir lime, I'm gonna butcher this, farnesy acacia, jasmine, barley, palisander wood, and benzoin. And I'm guessing it's the barley in it that gives it that kind of powderiness. You get an initial burst of the intense lime, and then it kind of settles down into the more powdery notes. On my skin anyways. I really love this fragrance. It's really beautiful. It's just a blast from the past, and I don't wear this a ton, but I love to have it in my collection. The collector in me loves to have this in my collection, so there is that one. Okay, the next one I have to talk about is, I just have a decant of this. This is one that I got quite recently as well, and that is Lipstick On by Maison Margiela Replica. Oh gosh. This is beautiful. This is a sweet almondy and almost cosmetic-y powder type scent. This has heliotrope in it. I believe iris, or possibly violet, but I believe iris. Oh, it's beautiful. I love this. Okay, so this is bergamot, heliotrope, neroli, orange blossom, iris, galbanum, tonka bean, bourbon, vanilla, and patchouli. So yes, iris and heliotrope. And iris and heliotrope. So those are going to be the two things that make it powdery. Really beautiful. Again, this is a sweet, feminine, a little bit, I almost want to say like a little bit gourmandy type powdery, but just really beautiful nonetheless. If you're looking for like a more modern type powdery scent, this is definitely one to go with. This is not old-fashioned at all. It's very modern smelling, but still has that really beautiful powderiness, like feminine powderiness to it. It's just really lovely. Okay, the next one I have to talk about is one that I've been talking about on my channel quite a bit as well, and this is Sexy Amber by Michael Kors. This is beautiful. This is just a powdery amber. This is not a super complex perfume. Oh, stop. I see my kitties are making an appearance. This is Lola behind me, and I've got Luna down on the floor here wanting to scratch on something. Okay, so this, like I say, not an overly complex perfume. This is just a powdery amber. It's beautiful. It's stunning. I've talked a ton about this on my channel, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. But this is warm amber, white flowers, and sandalwood, and this is stunning. This is a sexy, powdery, beautiful amber that I adore. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is L'instant by Guerlain. Oh, so this is not an overly powdery perfume. This does dry down to become powdery on my skin though, which is why I included it in this video. This, and then I also have a flanker of this that is quite powdery. But this is just really beautiful. This is Mandarin, Bergamot, Magnolia, Ylang Ylang, Sambac Jasmine, Vanilla, Benzoin, and Musk. And I suspect that it is the benzoin and the musk that dries down on my skin to smell powdery. This doesn't have anything overly powdery in it. Oh, it's got a beautiful sprayer on it. Oh, but I get a powderiness. It's beautiful. It's not overly powdery. It's a feminine, beautiful. It's not a makeup-y powdery. It's just like a general powderiness to it. It's really, really beautiful. It's a floral powder, if that makes any sense, but it's really, really beautiful. Okay, the next one I have to talk about is the flanker to that perfume, and this is L'instant Magic. This is by Guerlain as well as the last one. This is bergamot, rose, freesia, and white musk. Those were the only notes they had listed. I suspect there are quite a few other notes in this that were not listed on Fragrantica, because this has a very, very distinct powdery note in it. I suspect there is heliotrope or iris or possibly the combination of both that make this very, very powdery. Again, gorgeous, gorgeous sprayer. This one is very, very distinctly powdery. In comparison to the original L'instant, this is quite powdery. And like I say, I suspect this has heliotrope and iris in it, possibly a touch of almond, giving it a really beautiful powderiness. And this, I will tell you, I don't want to ruin this for anybody, but this is more of like a baby powder powdery. This is a talc powdery, or like a talcum powder type powdery. This is an old-fashioned type powdery, but it's beautiful and it's soft and it's feminine and it's not old-fashioned smelling in any way. So that is L'Instant Magic by Guerlain. Okay, the next one, now we're getting into really, to my nose, powder bombs. This next one we're going to talk about is a powder bomb, and that is Ombre Rose by Jean-Charles Brousseau, I think is how you say it. This is a very iconic, very well-known, very powdery fragrance. It says it's called Ombre Rose, but I don't get a lot of rose in this, maybe a touch. But to me, this is a powder bomb. This is a comforting fragrance. This is one that you want to spray on in the cold winter months, wrapped up in a sweater. It's just going to make you feel cozy. So this is aldehydes. I'm sorry, my cat. This is aldehydes, peach, Brazilian rosewood, geranium, sandalwood, orris root, vetiver, ylang ylang, lily of the valley, cedar, rose, honey, iris, tonka bean, cinnamon, vanilla, musk, and heliotrope. And when I tell you this is powdery, this is ultimate. This is like the ultimate powdery fragrance. It's not baby powder. It's not super mature smelling. It's just a really nice, well-rounded, powdery fragrance. So if you're looking for a powder bomb, look no further than Ombre Rose by Jean-Charles Brousseau. Okay. The next one is another absolute powder bomb, and that is Kenzo Flower. So this is straight up powder. This is very similar to the Ombre Rose. It's just a very good, well-rounded, middle-of-the-road, kind of very, very powdery, feminine fragrance. It doesn't smell like baby powder. It doesn't smell like cosmetic powder. It's just a very powdery fragrance. So this is Parma Violet, Wild Hawthorn, Cassis, Bulgarian Rose, Vanilla, White Musk, and Upaponics. So, yeah, just a very, very powdery perfume. This is one of those you either love it or you hate it. Okay, I remember the first time I smelled that was in an airport, like in a foreign country. I can't remember if I was in, I think it was at I think it was at Heathrow Airport actually, and it had just kind of exploded during that time, and it was everywhere, and I remember smelling it back then and absolutely hating it because I was into more of the like fresh and aquatic type things back then, so I really hated that, but I really love it now. Okay, the next one that I'm going to talk about, this one is, I think for some is powdery and for others is not powdery. On my skin, this dries down to something powdery, and that is Allure by Chanel. So this is the Eau de Toilette. I'm not sure what the Eau de Parfum smells like, but to me this is very, very powdery. But I do love it. Okay, so this is Lemon, Bergamot, Mandarin, Peach, May Rose, Jasmine, Water Lily, Peony, Magnolia, Orange Blossom, Sandalwood, Vetiver, and Vanilla. And though it's supposed to be with the aldehydes and tons of flowers, it should be like an aldehydic floral. But hey, I don't know why my cat is trying to climb the walls right now, but she is. Yeah, it should be an aldehydic floral, and it is to my nose in the bottle. It is a very aldehydic floral, but on my skin, this dries down to be something powdery. And it's not like overly powdery, it's not crazy, it's more along the lines of a cosmetic powdery. But really beautiful nonetheless. This is timeless, it's classic, it's just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance that I really love. Okay, and then the last one that I have to talk about is The One by Dolce & Gabbana. This is beautiful. So I guess I left the really powdery ones for kind of the middle because Allure and The One I wouldn't say are ultimate powdery fragrances. I would say that the Ombre Rose and the Flower by Kenzo are like powder bombs, and these two are just powdery. They're just regular powdery. So yeah, Dolce & Gabbana The One. This is Mandarin, Bergamot, Lychee, Peach, Jasmine, Lily of the Valley, White Lily, Plum, Vetiver Root, Amber, Musk, and Vanilla. And this is beautiful. This is a bright, crisp, lovely, a little bit fruity, a little bit sweet, powdery fragrance. I love this. There's like a hint of, it reminds me a tiny bit of Allure, but it's a little bit more sweet and a little bit more powdery. But yeah, that is Dolce & Gabbana The One. I really love this fragrance. I just think it's beautiful. And this is the Eau de Parfum as well. So anyways guys, those are all of the powdery fragrances that I have in my collection. I am going to be doing something new at the end of every video. I am going to go ahead and show you guys what I am wearing on my eyes, because every single video that I upload, I get tons of questions of people asking me, what are you wearing? What eyeshadow palette are you wearing? So I thought it would be fun if I just started taking these last couple seconds to quickly show you what I'm wearing on my eyes so that you can jot it down and pick it up if it's something that you're super interested in. So today I am wearing Makeup Revolution on my eyes. I used two different palettes. I went in with the Ultra Eye Contour Light and Shade for the mattes. I use mostly the neutral section, and I did use the brown and the warm section. And then I went in with this one, which is the Foil Frenzy, and I used, let's see, I used this shade here, as well as this shade right in the middle of the lid, as well as this shade right in the corners of my eyes. So those are the eyeshadows that I'm wearing on my eyes today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.